Hello, everyone, and welcome to this evening's first meditation of the year. And today I thought we would have a look at our Akashic Records to see what is this year bringing in for us, or what has our soul, kind of like mapped out for this year. And these times are such transformational times, and we've chosen to be born at these times. So it's very, very important that we actually look into how do we manage these times and what's coming up for us. Now, before I jump into the Akashic Records to see what does this year bring up for us, I wanted to really look at stepping into the aspect of our higher self and then looking at the potential of that. Now, our higher self is no different to who we are. We just tend to think it's something outside of ourselves. So our higher self is really the self of us that is living in our highest potential. Okay, now the future self is really the timeline of the higher self if you continued on within being the highest aspect of who we are. So that is the timeline that I would like to connect into today. Now, in order to step into the version of our higher self, we need to understand that the higher self, again, is not something outside of us, but is our true self. And it's nowhere else besides within us, okay? So we tend to see things in a very linear way where it's kind of like, okay, it's my physical, my etheric, my mental and emotional. And I certainly talk to it as it's separate, but it's all one field, okay? Now, our higher self is really, like I said, the highest potential of who we are, but it's the potential of us that does not have doubt or any deficiencies, okay? So in this meditation today, I'm going to look at releasing the doubts and releasing the perceived deficiencies, because we experience these deficiencies really to get to know who we are in different situations, but knowing that we create the deficiency, not that there is a deficiency. So I wanted you to think about that for a little bit. So, and the other question is, who would you be if you did not have those limiting beliefs, those anchors, those limitations? How would you show up as? How would you vibrate at that time? And I'd really like to step into that highest potential of who we are so that we can see what is the possibility for this year from the aspect of stepping into our highest potential. Okay. So let's begin. Okay. If you have something to write with, that would be great, because sometimes we get information that comes up that then we forget quickly after, or straight afterwards, just jot as much down that you remember. Okay. So let's make ourselves comfortable, closing our eyes. Taking a couple of deep breaths, and breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. And as you exhale, we release any tension, stress, or negativity we have been holding on to throughout the day, throughout the year, throughout our lifetime. And I'd like you to imagine that you're breathing in light into your body and exhaling all that no longer serves. As we continue to exhale, we allow space for more light to integrate into our being. Breathing in light into our bones, our joints, and our organs. And releasing any lower vibrational frequencies with the exhale. Let's breathe in light into every single cell within our body. And expel toxins, disease, stress, and anxiety. And start to witness your cells starting to vibrate at their utmost potential. Realigning, dissolving all limitations that we carry within our bodies. Now let's expand this beyond the physical form into our energetic fields. And see this white light dissolving all limiting beliefs, all stagnant emotions. Allow our energetic fields to vibrate at their highest potential. And I say there, they are not separate from who we are. We are one, just a different aspect. Now let's connect with the angels. Starting in the east, we call on the Archangel of Healing. And that is Archangel Raphael. Start to feel his presence as he moves towards us. And in his hand, he offers you a green flame. Accept this flame, place it into your body, setting the intention that as we release this evening, any healing that needs to take place in whatever aspect of who we are, that the healing is there. And we thank Archangel Raphael for this wonderful gift. As we start to feel the presence of Archangel Michael move towards us. And he offers us a blue flame. Not only is Archangel Michael the protector, but this flame will help to activate our will and our persistence. And this flame will help us during this meditation today to help us persist and allow us to step into our power, to be the version of ourselves that is our highest potential, that is our higher self. And this flame will transmute and dissolve any limitations, any blocks, to this expansion if we allow it. And we start to connect to Archangel Gabriel, who offers us a diamond white flame. And as we accept this flame with grace, we place it into our bodies, allowing it to move through our fields, magnetizing towards us the opportunities to step into this highest potential. And we thank these angels for the gifts that they bestow on us today. And from the north, we connect to Archangel Uriel. And he offers us a red flame. This flame will help us to materialize into the material world all that we envision if we allow it. This flame will also help us to release any limitations that we carry within our bloodlines. And we thank this angel as well, showing gratitude for all four angels from all four directions, for all four flame. And then we start to connect to the angels above and below, connecting to Archangel Sandalphon, which helps us to connect to the crystalline grid at the center of the earth, the 5D crystalline grid. And as we bring this grid towards us, allowing it to connect to the soles of our feet, chakras open up in the soles of our feet, and we start to feel the exchange of energy between us and Mother Earth. Allowing this grid to move up through the layers, clearing our cells, clearing our energetic fields as it moves up and connects to our root chakra. Strengthening the connection to Mother Earth, to this planet, anchoring us to the 5D crystalline grid of this planet. Allow this grid to move up through the layers, clearing your sacral, your solar plexus, on all layers, all levels, and all dimensions, as it moves up and anchors itself into the heart space, clearing this chakra on all layers, all levels, and all dimensions. And Archangel Metatron starts to bring forward the golden grid of the central sun, bringing with it in Christ consciousness, love and compassion. This is the grid of ascension. And as he moves it down through the layers, clearing everything in its path, he brings it down, connecting to our crown, opening up this connection, strengthening this connection to the aspect of who we are and our higher self, the aspect of our highest potential. Clearing the connection between us and the Akashic Records and other realms and other realities. Allowing this grid to move down through the layers and anchor itself into our heart space. Clearing our avenues of self-expression and our intuition. Centers on all layers, all levels, and all dimensions. And as both grids meet in the heart, they merge, they interlock and interlace. We feel absolutely grounded, centered, and connected to the earth below and the heavens above, to all realms and all realities, to all aspects of who we are. These angels will remain with us during this meditation, and we give gratitude for the support that we have moving forward. So let's drop into our heart space and connect to the Akashic Records from the space of Earth and the space of the stars. Where these two meet is in our heart space. Let's open the record. Keepers of the Akashic Records, please open and allow me access into my records. My name is, state your name. And I humbly ask that you create a safe and sacred space for our highest good and healing. The records are now open. The records are now open. The records are now open. Step over the threshold into your records, leaving doubt, leaving criticism behind, and being in a space of receiving. And as you familiarize yourself with your hall of records, your higher self starts to approach you. And you start to notice that your higher self is your identical twin. The only difference between you and your higher self, the self of your highest living potential, is the willingness to accept that this is the true version of who you are. The one without limitations, one without deficiency, one without doubt, the absolute creator of who we are. And as you look at this reflection of yourself, you realize that the cords, the tethers, the attachments to the limitations that hold you back from stepping into your highest potential become highlighted. And we ask that the violet flame of Saint Germain move through the records, clearing, cleansing, releasing, dissolving, transmuting these anchors, these cords, these tethers, these attachments, these imprints to the traumas that we have experienced in the past that keeps us from believing that this is the true version of who we are, is released, removed, and transmuted. All limiting beliefs, all blocks, all the patterns, the cycles that we keep repeating, these are dissolved with an opportunity to create new ones. And as these start to dissolve, an outer layer and outer skin starts to dissolve as well, almost like a suit that we unzip and step out of. And as we step out, we notice that any remaining cords, tethers, attachments, anchors imprints, templates, along with that old suit that we have been wearing up until now, is dissolved with the suit. And as we start to look at ourselves, we start to realize that we are identical to our highest self. And the higher self and us become one. Doesn't it feel wonderful to be without doubt, to be without limitation, to be without deficiency? To be confident in who we are, to be inspired, to be connected to the love that you already are, to be fulfilled and complete. Magnetically drawing towards us what we choose to create this next year. And we are guided to the control panel, to the room where we get to witness the new timelines based on what we've released, based on what we've stepped into for 2022. These are the timelines of our highest potential. This future self is the future self that is our highest, that is our higher self living its highest potential. And as the files start to show up on the screen, we start looking at the timeline, the reality from this moment. Allow them to show you the potential for the highlights for January. Align your frequency to what you want to create, if it is that reality that you see. Align your frequency to it. Now let's look into February. We'll continue on this trajectory of our highest potential. What are the opportunities for February? Continuing on with this thread of highest potential. Let's look at March. Now April. May. June, July, move ahead into August, September, October, November, December, Now let's tap into asking if there is a message, a word, or a phrase to remind us to be our highest selves throughout the year. What would it be? Let's start making our way back. And we give thanks and gratitude to our higher self, which is us. The highest potential of us is showing up here today, to the keepers of the records for the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that we have received. The records are now closed. The records are now closed. The records are now closed. Make your way back to the here and now. And journal.